Hello everyone, welcome to Login 2022 TechHub Demo Day number 5. Number 5 means it's already the 5th generation of TechHub pre-acceleration program has already graduated, and today are the mega super finals. We will have an event today here, live as well as online, broadcasted, to choose 5 startups that our jury members will select to be the top 5 finalists and getting the prize and getting the attention and getting the reward. But actually what I want to mention is probably the most important thing is to really graduate this pre-acceleration program. Because pre-acceleration program is not only about technical part of your startup. It's not only about meeting and networking. First of all, it's all about your character. It's all about your attitude. It's all about how you want your startup idea to be implemented, to be in the market, to succeed. So some technical things before we start the journey, before we start the pitches. We want all the startuppers, all the friends of our program to still stay a little bit nervous and to prepare themselves, or otherwise to relax. Actually, this is already finals. It's just another little stop in your journey. Before we go into that part, let me announce a little bit the structure of the event. Myself, I'm Ugnius Savickas. I'm pleased to be a part of the pre-acceleration program, and I'm honored to really help here with this event, to just stay on time, to invite representatives, and maybe to help with questions and answers. What is the TechHub pre-acceleration program? I guess you really know if you are here or you are interested to hear a little bit more. I'm also pleased with the 6th cohort participants joining this event. It's good that we also have that opportunity and use this opportunity to listen to your friends and colleagues and potentially the alumni friends. We have somewhat like 120, well, over than 120 startups already graduated the pre-acceleration program. It's the 5th time we already have run the program itself, and I think it is quite important addition to the ecosystem of the startup world in Lithuania to have the very early stage pre-acceleration program. I would say the only one built to really work with absolutely, grassroots, absolutely greenfield ideas. Usually, startups and people come to the acceleration program with absolutely rough idea, and then 3 months non-stop working with mentors, working with lectures, working with business consultants, really develop and craft your ideas. So I think, if I may say, my personal ambition would be that Lithuania has broken the statistics, that not only 1 out of 10 succeeds. If we will really prepare the quality, idea pool, so maybe we can fight that statistics and have 3 out of 10 succeeding in Lithuania. Because I think we are a small market, so that's why we cannot compete by numbers. We have to compete by quality. And having this, so to say, value chain extended, starting to work with startups from very early stage, I think that can increase the quality of the ecosystem itself. And on the other hand, I think the quality or the quality of the material for investors to look for the companies to invest and share capital, and of course then share success. So we are TechHub pre-acceleration program run by or implemented by Innovation Agency Lithuania, established at Vilnius University with TechHub, TechHub nicest and greatest premises and open space, etc., etc. But let me keep some news for the end of this event. And of course, it is funded by European Regional Development Fund. The pre-acceleration program had plans to run 6 cohorts, so we already started the 6th one, and we are happy that we have fingers crossed that we can continue, we can extend the program, and the better the results, I think the bigger the chances that it is well accepted and appreciated by ecosystem, and thus supported to keep it going. So I hope very much for the continuation. Mentors are the part of this pre-acceleration program, helping each other, each of the team meeting one-on-one. I hope all the teams have experienced that. There are some mentors that were very hard to reach, very hard to find, but it's both. It's about your character to fight for the attention. It's the same with the investors. If investors are not, waiting for you with doors open, we have to find the way in. So that is also probably a part of the attitude, training your attitude. We also are happy to announce the partnerships. We are thankful and we appreciate the partnership with BitDegree, Google, Glimstedt, Hostinger, Milo, MailerLite, Metida, NFQ, TGS Baltic, UpHub, and Wix. Some of the startups have used the benefits or the opportunities either to consult, advise, or to use their services to really, again, to accelerate, to grow faster, to maybe to test your ideas much faster, and to really go into the ecosystem of startup world, much better prepared. So we will have 3 parts of this event. The very beginning with introduction and pitches. 10 startups are selected for the demo day out of, I guess, almost Milda, it was 25, I guess. So 10 out of 25 succeeded to be prepared for Login 2022 pitching. 5 of them will be selected to get the co-financing for acceleration program in their chosen country. So that is, again, I think the boost for the startup team to accelerate further on somewhere in Europe. Also, we have some partnerships and some connected partners with German entrepreneurship, with Dublin Trinity College, with London Imperial College, with Netherlands Preneurs Amsterdam Aim for the Moon program. So they are also willing to either cooperate with us or accept for further acceleration. And of course, co-financing for your business trips if you have some ideas to visit contact fairs, meetings, or potential business partners. So we want to kind of mentor you further on and lead you to success until you get proper investments. And I hope someday TechHub will be able to put their badge besides some new unicorns born from Lithuania. So I hope, fingers crossed. Second part, after we hear pitches, we will have the presentation of the guest speaker. Guest speaker is the startup consultant, keynote on marketing, Girts Polis, and he will provide some information and experience about how to be accepted in the market. And that not only the market share is important, it's important how customers appreciate and how customers adopt you in the market. And of course, finals, top 5, naming the winners. But on the other hand, all of the graduates are winners because all of you are or have a chance to be here or watch this event online. All of you have graduated. I guess you have gained some knowledge. You have gained some questions and doubts and tools and even methods and techniques how to really craft and work with your startup idea. Evaluation criteria for startups to be selected, top 5 ones, is is not of any surprise for the startups ecosystem, but just I want to also name them so that while listening to your colleagues and friends, you can also think of. So evaluation criteria is, number 1 is market potential. So is there a market for your solution, for your product, and how big is it? Technology and solution, so what's the level of innovation, how innovative it is? Business model and monetization, so is there money for that? Market traction, so how effective the customer acquisition strategy is it well presented or is it well designed? And of course, the team. We have spoken with you many times, hundreds of times. The team is also partly like 50-50. The business idea, the other 50 is the team. Are you capable to really do business with investors' money? Investors share some responsibility with you, so they need to trust you so that you are capable to do it. So 5 basically most important criteria. Templates for evaluation are prepared for the jury members, and 2 panels, so 5 startups, 1 panel of jury, the other 5, the other panel of jury, but the evaluation system is the same. And I'm pleased to invite and honored to have some friends here. So I start inviting and invite you to take the seat here. Andrius Milinavičius. Founding member at BDO, at Baltic Sandbox Accelerator, and member at Litban, Lithuanian Business Angel Network. So I think Litban is absolutely taking over the jury seats in this event. But that's really nice because the community is really growing. Really nice. We will see by sizes of your checks after today. Nice. Daniel Kratkovsky, VC at Amber Bridge Capital, member at Litban. Where is Daniel? We don't see Daniel yet, so maybe he will join us. Paulius Vilis, founder and CEO at Energenas, investment director at Sofigava Investment, and of course founding member at Litban. So, dear gentlemen, I really hope you have your full pockets of checks and cash to be ready to invest into startups. But other than that, of course, Litban is probably the most experienced community of investment people. So they can really hear plenty. They hear plenty of startup pitches. They know plenty of ideas and business situations and etc. So I think so, Martinas, if you would agree. So I'm happy to also invite Martinas Kanderas. Pleasure. Yes, pleasure meeting you, Martinas. Member of the board and co-founder at Lithuanian Business Angel Network. Himself is an investor and I think very well experienced person as well. So, jury members are ready. Startups are ready. So 3 startups are ready. Let me just repeat the question. Startups are ready? Yep. Okay, 5 startups at least are ready. Nice. So I think that we can actually jump into the most intriguing and most interesting part. I'm really proud to have the 5th cohort and the 5th demo day open. And sometimes I think for myself, I work also as a business consultant a lot with well-established businesses, but I really enjoy staying with startup community and startup ecosystem to look for opportunities, to look for innovation, because those young and fresh ideas usually actually take us into completely other, other perspectives, how to look into the market, how to look into the problems, how to look into the problem solving. And I'm really proud of the content that we will hear today. So that is really, really, really amazing. So let's have a nice journey through the pitches, through the content, through the products. Technical part is that it's 5 minutes per pitch and 3 minutes for questions. So you are well informed, you are well used to that, I guess. So we will have a little bit of assistance here. You will see the clock. Agla will share it, and if you will exceed the time, so I will kindly interrupt, just in respect of the time planning. On the other hand, it's a really good opportunity to practice, to sharply nail your idea, because you can meet investor anywhere. We have spoken about that many, many times as well. So, good to go? Demino Care, Tadas will open our pitch session. Nice, you can prepare yourself. It's really an interesting solution. I'm not going to go into details too much, not to disclose the idea itself. Well-experienced person with extremely personal touch with this idea. Tadas, the floor is yours.
Everybody wants to be happy. Of course, if our brain works properly, right? Just imagine, please, you are in the hospital and the doctor telling you, ma'am, sir, your brain has been melting for a while and you going to forget everything. Your wife, your kids, your husband, your friends, and even yourself. Despite that horrible part, you won't be able to take care of yourself. You will be need caregiver. Wow, that's really frightening, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alzheimer's disease, another dementia looks like. At this time, we have more than 55 million struggling with that, and every 3 seconds like that, 1, 2, 3, we have a new case. The quality of life of caregiver and patient, his loved one, goes down. Stress, anger, fear, uncertainty, how to deal with that problem, that's really drive crazy. So that's why we, Innovative Care of Dementia, present a new project called the MinoCare. The MinoCare is a life-changing smart assistant for the caregivers and the patients struggling with Alzheimer's disease and other dementia, focusing on improving quality of life and slowing down symptoms. The MinoCare is based on 5 key elements of human health: complete nutrition, quality sleep, physical activity, mental exercise, and emotional health and happiness. Everything is integrated in our system and supported by technology. Some indicators are measured directly from the wrist, processed and presented to the caregiver, who can monitor health status and much more in a distance and immediately respond with the MinoCare advice. There are also useful features here, such as emergency call, GPS tracker, SOS, and a fall detection function. The main customer will be the caregiver, who will get amazing opportunity to care his loved one like a pro, and the quality of life goes up. Why we can make it? So first, our team is solid, and we do have very strong internal motivation, because me, those ladies, Raminta and Rita, we are family, we do have mother with Alzheimer's disease. And secondly, everybody from our team are special, everybody are badasses, and yeah, we solid and we can make it. We have a group of scientists, international group of scientists. I can talk all day long about that slide, about expertise, but I want to say only 2 words. the value and attitude, so that's why they are here. That's it. Yes, we can earn money. Service optimal market is $500 million. And our business model is a B2C, one-time hardware buy and freemium model for application. What we already accomplished, we have the Mentia store, blog, new education section, newsletter subscribers. Our Facebook page is growing. I like that very much. And yeah, we need pre-seed investment in order to speed up. We are planning to have the total monthly recruiting revenue around 14,000 without launching main product. And right now we are focusing focuses on the mobile application launched because we need collect data in our projects like an Oxygen. Execution plan of the Domino here is firstly, in the beginning of this autumn, we are going to MVP PDF launched, design Domino apps approved, and IP framework approved in October, and we're going to have prototype roughly in a 1.5 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tadas. Absolutely precise timing. Thank you very much. Time for questions.
Thank you, Tadas. That's a very big problem, and I'm really happy to see that there are solutions that are being raised and being developed. I didn't see, or you didn't mention the competition. From what I know, from my experience, it's extremely big one, especially when we speak about dementia.
Yes, there is many of competitors, but they are targeting a different direction. We are the first that we target to slow down symptoms. There is even Apple have a watches you can monitor. It's not the same. It's a smart assistant who can help take care of his loved one. So this is unique. And at this time, there is many companies who produce products like watches, bracelets, in order to, I call in our program is like extra features, fall detection, emergency call SOS. We have the same, but our focus is like how to help caregiver to have the better quality of life.
Okay, we don't have time. I really want to talk to you.
Yep. Okay, so thank you, Tadas. I have a question about the scientist, the slide where you pointed out.
Yes.
So on what we are working on? So we are working on the hard technology, or we are working on some kind of process?
Yes. In our product, there is at least five niche. So in one niche need a different scientist. One scientist can do that. So we need a huge, it looks very big, but actually in one, for instance, sleeping, one scientist. For emotional happening, two scientists. So at this time, we are working on MVP PDF, and right now we are collecting offers, solutions for the problems, and we are putting in PDF format. So we're working right now, and technology, if we're talking about technology, there is right now we have two technology plans. So it depends on money and testing, what direction we're going to go. Mm-hmm. I know I'm answering the question.
More or less. Okay, thank you. It's only 15 seconds.
Paulus?
Yeah, thank you for presentation. Tadas, my question, do I understand correctly? You have basically there's two products. It's hardware and software?
Hardware, we're going to implement like white labeling right now. This is software.
Do you have any ideas how you're going to get the data you need from, let's say, whatever, Apple, Samsung, and the other guys?
This is not a question for me, for our technology guy, but yeah, as I know, we have a rough plan to start, but we need to launch the application in order to collect data.
Okay. So, and the final question is actually, you mentioned you have IP ideas, patenting something. What is it about?
It's IP, it's an intellectual property framework.
I know, but what's there?
This is the way how to solve and offer. This way, how to say, the way how to slow down symptoms. It can use in different products.
So it's method. It's not the hardware.
No, it's not hardware.
More about methodology.
Yeah. This is methodology. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tadas, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Round of applause. Thanks a lot. It's always hard to start and open the floor, so you were done well. So I guess that, opening is always a little bit like awkward. But now the structure is clear. So now we go into the next pitch. Praxeda and Innocensus, the pitch is going to be given us online. So Praxeda, nice to meet you. Your 5 minutes start now.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm Praxeda, and today I'll present our team, Innocensus, and our innovative idea, gluten indicator. So how the idea was born? Last year, our team member, Žydrūnas, found out he had celiac disease. And while being on the trip, he met an unpleasant situation while eating the food was containing gluten. So he felt sick with unpleasant symptoms, such as fatigue, frequent bloating, skin rash, and the 2 weeks vacation was ruined. And now, attention please. It is estimated that 1 in 3 Europeans do not tolerate gluten. And people who are gluten intolerant are avoiding to eat in the public places, restaurants, cafes, bars, even kindergartens, avoiding traveling. And the problem is that today there is no rapid and effective way to detect the presence of gluten in the food. But we have the solution: to create a personal biosensor which rapidly detects the presence of gluten in the food and helps to prevent unpleasant symptoms. And we are seeking to create a gluten indicator that does not look like a medical device. Therefore, there will be no complex to use it in the public places. So here you can see our initial prototype design, a pencil, a simple pencil, so you could carry it along with yourself anywhere, anytime. Our unique value proposition is to create a gluten indicator that will be an effective, provides a quick response with seconds, a convenient, it will be easy fit in the pocket and no challenging, reusable and simple to use. Our target customers is about 40% people who are gluten intolerant and about 3% with celiac disease. Our first target market to enter is Finland, because there's the highest incidence with celiac disease. And right now in the market, there is gluten indicator called Nima Partners, but it is used with capsules and these are quite expensive, about $5 each. Last month, we tested Nima and we waited for the answer 3 minutes and 37 seconds just for one ingredient. So can you imagine if you need to test all pieces ingredients, olive, mushrooms, ham, cheese, dough? So you will need to wait more than 20 minutes. It will cost more than $20 and unfortunately, the dish cools down. That's why our device will be 10 times faster than other existing methods in the market. How? We will use different technology, electrochemistry. Here we can see our monetization plan. First, we are planning to sell gluten indicator that will show the answer about gluten, yes or no. Second, we will suggest the subscription plan that will show the exact amount of gluten. And third, we will recommend accessories, additional things such as wipes and the trendiest designs for gluten indicator cases. Of course, the final price of gluten indicator could be changed after our experiment will be successfully done. Right now, we are starting the first stage of our research, and we need for our experiment 9 months and 100,000 euros. We are planning to have our first prototype in the lab till the end of this year. Our team consists of our co-founders. It's Žydrūnas, me, and Tadas, and our scientist team from the largest scientific research institution in Lithuania, FTMC. We are very proud that in our team we have Professor Rasa Puliukaitė, who is working with biosensor technology more than 20 years. And we rejoice in our small achievements. Last month, we were selected to participate in Life Science Innovator competition. 2 weeks ago, we signed a joint venture agreement with our technology partner, FTMC. And yesterday, we signed a sub-grant agreement for 60,000 euros to starting for our experiment. Summarizing our idea, we are starting to create a first gluten detection with biosensor electrochemical technology. No one ever has done this solution before. And next year, we are planning to get investments. So if you are interested in our idea, let's talk and we will add you to our potential partner list. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. Prakseda, good to see you again. Dear jury members, any questions? Paulus?
Yes. Thank you for presentation. My question is regarding selectivity of the products you're going to test. Because I don't quite understand how you're going to measure the pizza and different ingredients there with one pencil. So if you could elaborate on that.
I can show the slide, another slide. I don't know, can you see the slide? We made a comparison about our idea and NEMA partners. We will use different technology, electrochemical. That's why we think that we will get the answer of one ingredient in 10 minutes or maybe 20 or maybe 30. Of course, the goal is 20 or 10. So another thing that NEMA is using capsules, and you should test each ingredient with one capsule. So if I want to test mushrooms, I need one capsule. If I want to test dough, I need another capsule. And you need to wait 3-4 minutes, 3-4 minutes, 3-4 minutes. So I don't know if I answered for your question.
Just to correct, it's
Thank
not
you.
10 and 20 minutes, it's 10 and 20 seconds, I guess.
Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry, seconds, of course, seconds.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for presentation. My question is about the technology. Is this technology already existing in the market? Or you are creating something new, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, biosensor technology is existing, and our technology partner, FTMC, is working with this technology more than 20 years, but they used electrochemical technology to test glutamate, and it worked well. But it is not tested in the market, in the world, with gluten yet. So,
and why?
but because our...
And why do you think, why nobody tested during 20 years? And nobody got this idea?
Because it's a big scientist, a big science, and they need a lot of experience, and that's why we invited Rasa Puliukaitė, who is having more than 20 years in this area, because this is kind of new, and electrochemical technology with glutamate was tested just 2 years ago, so that's kind of new thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prakseda. Thanks a lot for presenting, and all the best for the startup idea to proceed. I know so much about each team, so that I want to jump in and pitch together. So I'm withholding myself of commenting and supporting, etc., etc. So yes, going further by the list. So Cognital is the Simonas Tatoris presenting his idea. The stage is yours.
So can I start?
Absolutely, yes. Your slides are ready.
All right, so welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for dedicating your precious time to be with us in this stage, and also to those who joined us online. I am incredibly excited to present you Cognital, a startup with a deep conviction that software can treat patients. My name is Simas. I spent more than 7 years in a pharmaceutical industry, mostly working on software and diagnostics in oncology. But over the past couple of years, I've become increasingly more aware of the stress that the mental health care system is experiencing. And when I learned that it can take sometimes 2 or 3 months for someone to be on the wait list before they can see a specialist, I decided to actually quit my corporate job and go on this mission to make therapy accessible to all of those who seek it. So psychotherapy has very good clinical effect sizes in different mental health indications. This is known from decades worth of research and quite robust meta-analyses. And what's also known is that psychotherapy is not easy to access. So patients themselves quote long wait times, stigma, high user fees, and variable quality of care as being the top reasons for this accessibility barrier. And what Cognital tries to do, we're trying to tackle all of these components in an attempt to break the barrier down. So we want to offer immediate, anonymous, and uniform quality psychotherapy at an affordable price. We're building a cross-platform solution primarily aimed at patients and people who seek help, where they can find all the tools and resources that they normally find in a therapy practice, and we couple it with advanced conversational AI to take patients through these sessions in a private manner anytime they want. So mental health is a big opportunity in terms of quality of life impact and economic impact. There's a lot of money being spent on mental health in the Western world. US is a good example, more than $200 billion each year. And the software segment is still relatively small, although growing at 16% compound average rate forecasted to 2030. So I think that if we think about the potential impact of the software and the impact that we're seeing, there's still far to go. And despite the number of apps that there are on the Play Store, I think the reason is because most of them, they're not backed by any kind of evidence, and they will never be integrated in the healthcare system because of their inability or unwillingness to clear the regulatory barrier. We, on the other hand, we're going for the medical device product, and we know how to make medical device products. At the same time, we're being smart about it, and we're focusing on a consumer-oriented product launch this year. So we made some significant milestones already, as you can see on the slide, and we intend to keep the momentum. I want to talk a bit about the conversational AI. I don't think that the telemedicine is a solution to this mental health problem as the current trend is going, because telemedicine simply moves the problem of accessibility from the physical world to the virtual world. Patients still compete for the same pool of specialists. That is why we pay a lot of focus on the conversational AI. We're working a lot to make it as natural and empathetic as possible, as context-aware as possible. And if we were to launch the solution as we have right now, as we envision it, we're looking at about 1/10 of a cost compared to face-to-face or telemedicine alternatives. Also important to say, we're building a custom NLP pipeline, so natural language processing pipeline. So we would be able to offer about 5 times cheaper solutions compared to competitors who may be going with commercial offerings from pre-made language modules like GPT-3. So we're a small team focusing right now on getting this consumer product out. We have a great advisor and the research consortia with whom we're applying for EU funding. Thank you very much. I will now take questions. And also, as is appropriate for a demo day, we have a live demo available, hosted online. So if you're interested to talk to AI, come and find me. I'll give you the link. It's only running on one GPU, so I'm a bit worried about the traffic. Therefore, no link shared publicly. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. So if you feel you need an advice and psychotherapy, so please talk to Simas. No, just kidding.
It's okay. Simas, thank you so much for what you're doing. You're tackling another big problem. I have a conflict in my head. I assume, obviously, I assume that psychotherapy is basically based on face-to-face and human touch, right? And it's a long process, because one meeting, 2 meetings, it's not enough. From what I know, it's usually years. How do you base your assumption that AI can change it, honestly? Because, like, context, there's so many triggers that basically can change the process.
So I love this question because it indicates that we're onto something that's perhaps not very obvious. So it's a hypothesis, and right now the pieces of evidence that point that this would be successful are, one, like I said, the success of telemedicine. Recently, the world moved from physical face-to-face interactions to digital face-to-face, and therapy is no exception. At the same time, the rise of these, I would say, digital devices aimed at tackling mental health problems that are structured like therapy courses, but they're called self-guided courses. And in Germany right now, because of legislation, there's quite a lot of these solutions coming out, and they are being prescribed by doctors. So basically, there are pieces of the puzzle coming in play that I think in the next couple of years, we will see a drastic shift in terms of how these services are delivered. Maybe not older generations, but perhaps younger generations, the ones that are still to grow up and still to demand these services in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
so thank you for presentation. I kind of, maybe following on the question you had, just to understand me, help me understand. When you're speaking about artificial intelligence, you're speaking about the huge amounts of data on which you're training that. So if you say what's happening here, where do you get the data then, first question?
That is partly trade secret. I would say come and talk to me afterwards.
No, I'm not asking for trade secret. I think it's just a general thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If I asking for, if I want to train my algorithm, I need to have loads of data. That means, and that data, which I don't quite understand, how does the whole concept of what you're trying to do fits into artificial intelligence? I do understand if that's kind of algorithm-led question answer, but then kind of it leads me to the really big question of how does that work? Because I think the whole concept of speech, speech-led bots, etc., is really far, far away from the level which is required for the mental health. Because, you know, if you go to some kind of bot, you really get pissed in, 5 minutes with that guy who is actually, even 1 minute, yeah? So that is a really cosmic shift which we're speaking here, yes?
Yeah.
So, and being myself involved in AI, I don't really understand and don't see that capability of that shift.
Do we still have time to answer this question? No. I would say come and find me, let's talk about this. But thank you. It's a good observation. And we do have an answer.
Thank you, Simas. Thanks a lot. Which basically means that at TechHub pre-acceleration, we don't do kebab kiosks and some random businesses. We do some big things here. On the other hand, what I like about this pre-acceleration program, so that we have all the mentors, we are forced to actually get to know many different areas of business, many different areas of life. Now it's I feel like in a MedHub actually demo day, but you will see soon, why. Maria, lipidoms. and Maria will present their idea. And now, yes, fasten your seat belts, dear jury members.
So, hello everyone, my name is Maria, and I'm a co-founder of a biotech company Lipidoms, and we are developing lipid-based biosensors as diagnostic tool. And one of the problems which can be solved by our product I will present today. So probably all of you experienced with unpleasant symptoms like sneezing, runny nose, sore throat, high temperature, etc., etc. All of these symptoms are common for upper tract respiratory infections. In the majority of the cases, you don't need any treatment, just rest and warm drinks. But if the cause of this infection is bacteria, to confirm and to start treatment with antibiotics, you need to wait for 3 long days. That means we have increased workload for medical staff and inconvenience for the patient. And our solution is a lipid-based biosensor, which is formed on gold layer and to obtain electrochemical signal. And this part is patented by us. And what we succeeded that it's possible to distinguish bacterial infection in saliva in less than 1 hour. So in comparison to other existing methods on the market, our product is not only rapid and non-invasive, it's also portable and has more specificity for bacterial activity. So, like as a start market, let's take Lithuania, where we have a population approximately of 3 million people. And each year, we have 50,000 severe cases of these upper tract respiratory infections. And we can cover approximately 25,000 tests per year. So, sounds good. But it's not so simple, as it took us approximately more than 15 years to develop this prototype. And around 2020, we saw the opportunity to enter the market. So we established a company, Lipidoms. And from that time, we actually received some funds. And may I introduce people behind. So Tadas, Rima, our mentor Gintaras, myself, and Tadas, we are not only co-founders of Lipidoms, we are scientists with years experience in this field. Our product is unique and versatile, so we are providing services for pharmaceutical companies in-house and for our research group also. But the main task now is to finalize clinical trials, what we have with Kauno Klinikas. So we are hoping for successful results in the beginning of next year. Also, we would like to expand our portfolio. So today, we are looking for partnership from a healthcare institution in Vilnius, as our lab is in Vilnius, and we are looking for clinical trials here. We also looking for social contacts, marketing skills, marketing specialists, and also I hope you are interested in our product and you would like to collaborate with us for joint European Union project. Maybe you would like to invest for further development of our product and its automatization. So we are Lipidoms, join us.
Thanks a lot, Maria. Round of applause. Yes, please, Martina.
So thank you, Maria. My question is, now you're doing clinical trials.
Yes.
So if they are successful, so what next? So what next step you are planning to do regarding the market and, selling your technology or the product?
The problem what we are facing now that we need either to train staff, for example, at this moment, actually, we can have all measurement in our lab. But to have this outside, we need to train people or to have more automatized system. So probably if we succeed with clinical trials, we either start with marketing, monetizing money in our lab, and then gaining some financing for automatization. Because it's a problem, because in labs, for example, in microbiology lab in Santaros Clinicas, they don't have these specialists with some technical skills, so it's quite a problem to train them. So it's
Thank you.
Yes, Andres.
First thing when I saw this pitch, I wanted to say, cool, awesome. It looks very interesting. But what's the business model? How do you expect it to be sold? Will it be a service, or you would like to sell the hardware? How will you bring back the money to European Union?
So, okay. First, our platform is quite versatile. So it could be service, or it could be a sell for, as I mentioned, for our healthcare institutions. So at this moment, probably we need marketing specialists, because we are scientists, we have no idea what to do. And we think TechHub that actually we started to seeing the light in the end of the tunnel, that we are not hopeless. So if you would like to share your market specialist or just something, please join us. So in this case,
nice.
It's
a job offer. There, Andres. Finally, something really tangible could happen.
No, Maria, it's all is beautiful. Everything is okay, but you do have an idea on where it should. This specific project, if everything goes well, in 10 years. Where do you see yourself?
Okay, in 10 years, if it's all automatized, we're just selling everything.
Hardware. Oh, you just exit.
Yeah.
You sell it to pharma, right?
Yeah.
No, don't do it. Keep it to yourself. Okay.
In 10 years, it's in every hospital, it's in every medical care institution as a diagnose methodology. I will start answering. No,
thank you. He's our mentor.
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you,
please.
Maria. Yes. So my question would be, so who's your customer?
So if for this medical device, it will be basically how to enter. We need to reach, first of all, doctors, because doctors then go to the laboratory, head of a laboratory in their institution, and they say that the device is cool, I need that. So basically, our customer is either a doctor or the head of a microbiology lab.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Maria. And round of applause. If you feel like you already understand those medical issues, so then plasmid sequencing service that eliminates the pains that our customers, You know, when you get to mentor business like that, you really, well, okay, I'm not gonna continue. Seek vision, Jonas. Jonas Jozapaitis, Jonas, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, so cool to see so many of you here. I'm Jonas, and we are Seek Vision, as Ugnis said, DNA sequencing startup. So I will start with this, biotechnology. Biotechnology helps us to conduct research, improve our health, create better foods, fuels, and new materials. Now, to achieve this, scientists often work with DNA plasmids. You can imagine it as a piece of genetic information or a long word. Now, for this to work, we have to confirm that this sequence, this word, is correct. But here's the problem. The most widely used method today actually relies on splitting such molecules into parts and then sequencing them separately. So you can imagine you're doing the same thing for the same purpose all over and all over again. And you see, it's tedious, and it's not only that, it's resources demanding, and it provides limited data. Because of the inefficiency, we're picking which parts of the plasmid to sequence. And I faced this myself in my PhD. So we came up with a solution. Our product is a service that can solve all of this. So imagine if you can sequence the plasmid, what you're working on, any plasmid, in a single reaction without worrying about anything. So it's quick, It's light on resources that could be time, money, or the infrastructure, and you get the whole plasmid, which is like all the data possible. Now, for our customers, these are scientists, and that could be any scientist working in biotech. They're usually results-driven and curious, and they don't have time to keep doing the same thing all over and over again. So basically, we're alleviating pain of the scientists. But that's not all. So let me remind you what plasmids are used for. That could be cancer research, maybe someone's working on renewable energy, or drug design. These are just a few examples of biotech. And we SeqVision, we're accelerating that by providing this service to the scientists. Now, well, this is nice, but can we make money out of that? Yes, we can. So we calculated there are more than 60,000 biotech entities worldwide, and a good portion of them, more than 30%, work with plasmids. So we are confident we can reach 5% of them, which would generate at least 4 million euros a year. So for our business model, it's B2B with long-term agreements with such entities. And the revenue model is simple, pay per use. And you can see the market pressure is around 20 euros a sample, but a single scientist can produce hundreds of such samples. So for our competitors, now I will compare two things. So is the data good enough? Is it the whole plasmid or a part of the plasmid? And how much resources the user has to invest to prepare the sample? And most of our competitors, they fall into two categories. So they either provide limited data, or it's just not attractive. It's just too expensive or too difficult to prepare. So we found only a single competitor in the United States, which can do something comparable to us. But we have some ideas how to outcompete it if needed. And also we have a huge edge in the region because we're the only company that are trying to do this. So our team is probably the best thing. We have huge experience. We all graduated from various biotech and life sciences. I've worked with plasmids for 7 years. We have experience in sequencing projects. But most importantly, we have a good reputation, at least in Lithuania. We know the names of people who are working with this, and we know how to approach them. And here's a roadmap. So just a few months ago, we started with just an idea. That's why we enrolled in TechHub. And since then, we conducted literature analysis, customer interviews, and we founded the company. And this is where we are. We just secured partnership with the Institute of Biotechnology in Vilnius. We will optimize a method, and we already started recruiting early adopters. So the next step after this for us is scaling. We have to move from this research setting to commercial scale, and then we're good to go. And most importantly, the part I'm really excited about, by adopting these sequencing technologies and creating methods, we can easily move to other services for scientists or regular users. And what's important, we were already approached by a few colleague scientists on separate occasions asking for all sorts of collaboration. So the future is really exciting. Now, thanks for listening. Glad to be here. And to sum up, we're going to get funds for 200,000 euros, and our plan is to permeate Eastern European market in 1 year. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So, dear jury members, so the whole plasmid or the part of the plasmid?
Yeah,
Okay, Martinas.
It was made very clear, actually. I like your presentation, Jonas. So my question is about, after 1 year, if will become a commodity, somebody will say, oh, it's a good idea, we'll do the same. So how you will compete in the market, actually?
Yeah, so this is based on a technology that just emerged. It's called Oxford nanopores. And for some time, the company had a reputation of being not good enough, but it's good enough. And many people will not see this opportunity. So we're definitely one of the first ones that are going to use this. Other thing is the team. You need people that are actually willing to do this, because scientists usually are not interested in this, which is, we can talk about that later, actually. And finally, our plan is to pool a lot of samples to minimize the sequencing cost, like to do many samples at once from a huge area. And that's also things you have to keep in mind, and not a lot of people can do that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
okay, thank you, Jonas, for your presentation. So it's not only is not only Oxford nanopores. There is Pacific Biosciences. They have also
Yes.
this machine. Yeah. So, but my question, if I understand correctly, what's the concept of the business plan? So you want to become a lab which actually works with nanopore machines, and you simply sell your hours to somebody who wants to do research?
So we become a lab. We have this in-house method on how to do this fast and cheap. And then we will try to set these drop boxes in various research facilities, for example, in Vilnius, in Riga, in hotspots where people do biotech. And now the customers would just drop off their samples, and every evening the samples would get sent to our lab, and then we just provide the scientists with the data.
So basically you are selling, scientist hours.
Yes. We're saving them time.
But I mean, my question is what you do. I don't quite
Yes,
understand.
so
You're selling scientist hours, qualified scientist hours, that's it.
Yes, you can put it this way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
You said you're raising, or you already raised 200K?
No, we're looking to.
Why not grants?
Oh, we're thinking about that, definitely, yes.
So you get to 200,000, you improve your lab, and then you need again money, right?
No. So we can prove this method is actually viable with what we have now, and we should be able to do this over the summer, like to provide a little white paper, like look at what we can do. And then we need 200,000 for an upgrade to move to the commercial scale, and then we're just good to go. Everything else should be just marketing and just being creative.
Just marketing, it's insulting.
I know. It's as a hardcore scientist, it's first time I'm in this setting, so
okay.
Is the marketing a proper
Thank you
job?
for the presentation, and I also want to double up on what Martina said. It's super clear presentation.
Thank you.
I think everyone understood, right? Thank you for that.
Thanks a lot, Jonas. Thank you very much. Now it is super clear, Andres, but imagine when you start mentoring a startup like that. That's quite a hard cookie. We have the first panel done. I would love to address a little bit the jury reactions. 5 startups have presented. Just if you could share your impression, simply. Either it's emotional or it's technical. Just how do you see teams, preparation, ideas, innovation, part.
Honestly, I'm extremely inspired, and I've been diving into biotech, deep tech for quite a while, and I'm really seeing more and more interesting engineers to get out of the garages and to start basically speaking out loud about what they're doing there, right? Of course, when we speak about deep tech or biotech, it's sensitive, right? It can be copied, and there are a lot of trade secrets, etc. So I do understand why they hide. But on the other side, I would love more of these kind of people actually to come up to speak out loud, because there are so many more people that would love to cooperate with them, and it takes a team of people, right, to actually build something. As of today's ideas, all of them, they're very good, and I'm actually very surprised, and thank you TechHub for doing this. This is unbelievable what we have there, right? And us, we were visiting a lot of conferences lately in different countries. It's basically usually you see some startup and you say, I heard something like this before, right? In this case, it's very interesting to see, and I would love to see where all of these teams will evolve and what will they reach. As of presentations, well, it's like it takes a lifetime to actually learn how to present, right? And the pitch deck is the only document in each of the startup's life that is being changed thousands of times, because for each context you need something different, some slightly different. But overall than that, maybe as for the teams that pitch today, I would actually focus more maybe on the traction, because that part was weak. Honestly, because if you are pitching to the investors, let's agree, investors, they don't care that much about the solution, but they care more on do you actually have the team that can do it, and how can you prove it? Having a lot of pictures on the slide doesn't help. Usually it raises more questions, right? So why do you need so many people, for example? And another thing is basically traction shows the proof that it is needed, right? Because what do investors care? They say, like, I give you €1, can you bring me back €100? So if you're fundraising, I would focus on this. Okay. If you're searching for the partnerships, if you're searching for the cases, pilots, yeah, that's different, right? So then you show the potential, how awesome it is, and what can be done with it. So at this point, yeah, traction, I would focus more. And another thing, guys, if you do know that we have 5 criteria, and there's one of the criteria business model. So why do you hide the business model from us? Honestly. Because then we need to, like, what should I write?
Figure out.
Yeah,
yes,
so
sure.
Do they have the business? Is it working? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's just like maybe a note for the future. If there are criteria, there should be answers to all of the questions. It makes our life easier, and it gives you better numbers, right?
Thanks a lot, Andres. Very valuable insight.
Yeah, Andres said everything, clearly and nicely, Yeah, but I wanted to emphasize, in life science startups, usually it is tension to work on the product, and you want to make it very perfect, and you don't think about the traction, about the market, the way to market, and etc. So I agree with Andres. What you have to emphasize on this, you have to work on the product, but also you have, as soon as possible, start to think, okay, how I will sell it, who will be the client, how I will market it, and etc. And marketing is hard, actually, not very easy peasy.
Yeah.
Somebody said here. So, yeah. So.
See, proud Andres.
Please, if you're doing deep tech or biotech, don't rush on the product. I disagree with you. If you're doing a technology, spend enough time to basically have something. Because marketing, it can always be done, right? But if you don't have the product, it's waste of money, right? Mm-hmm. So if you need time to focus on the technology, so focus on the technology and don't listen to us when we say, like, give me the product and show me the money. No. Mm-hmm. Real innovation takes time, and you have to spend enough time, as much time as you need for it, right? And if someone says, like, make it more simple because I don't understand, so they're wrong investors, don't talk to them. Because you will always find a person that will understand the beauty of technology you're building. Yeah. And that's okay. And sometimes it needs time. Of course, what I want to agree with Martynas, spending too much time also hurts you as a company. Because believe me, the world is big, and there's a high probability there are like 100 more companies that are doing something similar, and maybe they will be faster.
But if there's no product market, it cannot cover. I was. Okay, yes, Polis, maybe you have some.
Yeah, thank you everybody for presentations. And I think, guys before me actually pinpointed the key point here is, most probably you really need to sync the presentation with the evaluation criteria, because I presume that some of the guys didn't know that they need to address some of that stuff. When we're speaking about what I would mention, which I kind of missed, is really how are you different from the rest of the solutions? Because most of the solutions are existing on the market, or they similar to what you're offering is. So for investors, it's really important to understand what's your differentiation from that. And that kind of gives you two main things. One thing is that actually proves and shows that you understand what you're talking and you did your homework. It's one. And the two, most of the investors are comparatively dumb in most of that, in these points. So for them, it makes life much easier on the research side. So you can actually easier, pinpoint what you really need to look at. Mm-hmm. So, otherwise, I think, deep tech, it's really challenging area. It's a long-term bet, I think. Yeah. On the other hand, I'm really very, very, bullish on Lithuania and biotech, and in some areas of deep tech, especially which is related to medical and biotechnology stuff. We have a hub, and we have a chance of having a spillover effects, which already, we can see here that these spillover effects are coming out from, Thermo Fisher, from biotech pharma, from all other, front runners in front of you, which, I would say it's a good inspiration for everybody in this field. So I just can say, good luck for everybody. I think we are in a good position here geographically and with knowledge, and just need to practice, pitch more to the dull guys like us, and I think you're going to be successful finally. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Paulo. So again, round of applause. Probably Martinas will stay with us for the second panel, and Andrus and Paulius, thank you very much. Now we will invite also other jury members. After the first panel, it's actually, I follow a lot of futurology on Singularity University and all the insights about longevity, and after listening to all those 5 ideas, I really am a lot more convinced that we can live like 200 years, and that's not the limit yet. So let me invite Jonė Vaitulevičiūtė. Thanks for coming, Jonė. Jonė is managing partner at First Pick, partner at Startup Wise Guys, and of course, member of Litban. And then Justinas. We have Justinas. Yes, Justinas. Welcome, Justinas Pašys. A big surprise, director of Lithuanian Business Angel Network. So it's really nice to have such cooperation with Litban and people from this community. So thanks a lot for dedicating your time. And probably we can continue, so other 5 startups will now pitch. Good to go? I hope online viewers, online colleagues enjoy it as well. Ugniau, are you ready? Yes, Ugnius Malukas and Exer Gale. So I hope this one is not about medtech and medicine.
Hello? Okay.
Yes,
so
the floor is yours.
Okay. Do you often think that you want to escape somewhere? This might be a perfect place for you. My name is Ugnius, and we create Exergale, a virtual place for physical and mental positive change. So the Exergale is an ethical, community-based metaverse. And imagine a big, beautiful island. You can do everything with your friends. We have at least 4 features. It's challenge, exploration, meditation, and socializing. So through utilizing physical movements designed together with a physiotherapist, we provide the best gaming experience in virtual reality. And the combination of those features gives a mental wellness. And the virtual app that we're creating is actually two-sided. The physical benefits acts as a bait for the user to start using the application. And it can get the value as a selected body engagement through personalized difficulties in the game, or increased mobility and flexibility, which can be tracked through statistics. The mental side acts as a hook that people would stay in the application. And it can be the value as a gamified experience toward wellness through meditation feature, or it can be used as an attention anxiety control tool. So we chose virtual reality gaming market because we see opportunity there. In 2020, the market value was more than $6 billion. Compounded annual growth rate is almost 33%. And I want to notice there is a lack of expansive products, meaning that most of the games fail to maintain users for a longer time. Our target users, the United States virtual reality users, they're at least 52 million. We plan to reach 5% in 4 years, which would give us forecast that having in mind 2.6 million people, having compounded annual growth rate, and having subscription fee for $10, we can expect 87 million in revenue. This is a competitive landscape of the virtual reality games that utilizes physical movements in their application. And as you can see, most of the games, they either dance, rhythm-based cardio, or boxing. And we provide unique game mechanic, which is flying and swimming at the moment. I want to notice that most of the games, you standing just in one place and all the objects come to you. In our case, you can explore the virtual world. We give this capabilities in the game. And only one competitor focuses on mental wellness. our go-to-market. We will use revenue model freemium, basic functionality free, and we will users will pay subscription fee $10 per month for features such as meditation, initial platforms Oculus and Steam stores. Demo release will be in July, and final release in November, December. As we're creating community-based metaverse, we're focusing on gathering users. So all the marketing will be focusing on building the community. This is our team. Me and Ednas, we're the main co-founders. We have more than 6 years experience in IT, robotics, and game development. I'm really proud of my team because they're not only the experts what they're doing, but they're the right team to deliver such application. Credits for advisors, we thank you for you. And we're looking for a psychology advisor for our mental part of the application. This is a clearly defined roadmap of milestones, including launch, support, and develop of the game. We're seeking for 200,000 users for our application, which mainly will go to product development and marketing. X-Regale, Everyday Wellness Retreat. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for actually following the time. That was easy. Martynas, please.
Thank you, Ugnius. So my question is about this 5%. You said what you will reach 5% of US market in 5 years, yes?
4 years, yeah.
4 years.
We're planning if we get investment.
Could you elaborate on that? You know, how much it will cost and how you will do it?
Okay, so it's a very good question. So everything will be depending on the investment we're getting. So with current resources, would be not possible to do that. So if it get investment, it will be possible. How are we going to reach this one? So first of all, the market is growing. So having the users right now, the number will be bigger, way bigger in the future. And how we're going to reach that is basically probably through marketing, making a community, and being the best metaverse in the market. And to detail the steps, so marketing will include such as exploiting the search engines in the Steam engine, for example. We gathering users. Okay, maybe slide.
That's okay. And
okay.
I got.
So we have some KPIs that we reach. We can expect some return. For example, in case we want Steam wants to show us in the top, we need to reach at least 5,000 in the wish list. So it would be the first step. The second step would be gathering more people, making more, maybe more features, services, etc. And our final goal is not only the metaverse. We want to be the place that people hang out in that environment. And probably right now we focus more on Oculus devices because it's the biggest market. But later on we will focus on other devices too, like mobiles and etc.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry for a long answer.
Thank you, Ugnius. So yeah, I think just a little bit to add. I think in this case, in this batch or this pitch, marketing is extremely important.
Yes,
so I'm actually, it's a pity I've missed. I think the team slide. Make sure you have someone that's really knows how to launch Web3 products, and the marketing is completely different game there. It's not easy. Very quickly on the fundraising. So you're raising 200K now.
Yes.
That's cash tokens. What are you selling? Equity?
As we're trying to be ethical, community-based, we're not following the metaverse kind of standard way of bringing blockchain in the application.
Okay.
As we see the threat right now that many people get scammed at this moment, but we don't, how to say, in the future, if you see the technology as NFTs or blockchain is valid, that gets structure, gets
okay, so I understand you're selling equity.
In the future we will implement, but right now we focus more on microtransactions, so we're not implementing play-to-earn model in our application. It's more like subscription.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 200K, what's the total amount that you need to achieve the 4% of US market?
So 200K mostly going for product development for 1 year, after for 14 months plan, and to reach 4%, we further on will seek more investment to grow.
Do you know approximately how much?
Oh, at this moment, I haven't calculated. I have calculated only for 200,000, but it can reach, but, yeah, but not for later.
Okay,
yeah, but we have big
okay,
plans.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a very basic question.
Yes.
You're trying to achieve physical and mental positive change, but your business model is based on maximizing time on the app. How do you balance this?
Yeah, it's kind of contradictory to each other, but first of all, we're not implementing play-to-earn model, which at this moment is, as I said, from the statistic and the news, you can follow that 70% people, there's a 70% transactions in the blockchain are scam. So first of all, we're not trying to implement this kind of dark pattern. Yeah, of course, you can argue with me that microtransaction is the dark pattern, but as we did research, is the most convenient way, and most people are more satisfied with this model than play to earn. And regarding the physical part, so people can choose not to pay for our app. It can use, because it's freemium, so they can use our app for free. So you can choose as a user if you want to get those benefits. You're paying. Yeah, we still have to be polished that way. I agree, but I don't see any threat from that side. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope I answered the question. It's very kind of hard question.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. Round of applause again. Thank you, Ugnius. Yes, it's nice. Okay. Aiste, are you ready? Yes. So we have Aiste Kuodytė with Mindingo. Mindingo, yes? Or Mindingo? Mindingo. Okay, let it be Mindingo.
So, hello everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm Aiste from a mental health startup, Mindingo. And I strongly believe that artificial intelligence will revolutionize early-stage mental health treatment. And let me tell you why. Did you know that 98% of children with anxiety symptoms do not have access to efficient treatment? Their parents are stressed and desperate because they can't find help to their children. And it's a huge problem. 20% of children show anxiety symptoms, and this number is still growing. Untreated mental health problems can have devastating consequences. More than 7% of children attempted suicide by the age of 17. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps 2 out of 3 children, but it's very resource intensive. So only few children are lucky enough to get it. However, we have some good news. We have a solution for that. It's a platform which enables parents themselves to develop skills necessary to manage the child's anxiety. So no more referrals, no more waiting. This solution will help parents to identify key issues the child is struggling with and find ways to help using artificial intelligence, chatbot powered by cognitive behavioral therapy, analytics, community, and other functions. Research shows that parent-guided cognitive behavioral therapy can be even more effective than therapy with psychologists. So while psychologists help 2% of children, with Mindingo, parents can help the rest. Our ideal customer is a parent who has a child from 5 to 12 years old, is conscious, willing to learn, and is an active mobile apps user. We will reach our customers by reaching out to social media communities and learning institutions, since we do know which kids need help the most. We will also establish mutually beneficial partnerships with psychologists and NGOs, such as Young Minds. Our main competitors are other AI-based chatbot apps, therapists, and community groups. As you can see, our solution combines all the features our competitors are offering, and it's important to emphasize, none of the existing apps are offering parent-guided cognitive behavioral therapy, which is our key selling point. We will monetize our application. We can split it in 3 parts. So near term, we will offer it for free because we do need this valuable feedback from users to make sure that product meets the market needs. Mid-term, we will introduce a freemium model And long term, we will earn money from partnerships as well as in-app purchases, such as on-demand consultations. We will start selling our product in the UK market because we're based in the UK and we know it. So in the first year from London alone, we expect to generate more than 100,000 euros in yearly revenue. And later, we will expand to the whole UK, and we expect to generate from UK more than 4 million euros in yearly revenue. So to move fast and to bring this very much needed solution to the market, we need investment of 150,000 euros. Which we'll mainly use for product development and marketing. To understand that better, let's take a look at our roadmap. So right now we are working on the MVP, which we will release in June. And then we will collect user feedback and improve our application. With 150,000 euros investment, we can launch this product in London early 2023 and generate 100,000 euros in revenue next year. So our ambition is to teach every parent cognitive behavioral therapy skills, so every child can get support they need from their own home. To achieve this ambitious goal, we have a diverse team with extensive international experience across multiple roles, as well as a team of advisors, such as Oxford Academic Health and Science Network, who already has experience in bringing similar solutions to the market, as well as industry knowledge and network. So altogether, we are ready to revolutionize the way we approach mental health and bring smiles to your face of your children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aiste. Now the stress is gone, yes? Great. Jona, please.
Thank you, Aiste. Really important problem to solve. I think it's really beautiful what you're doing. After it, we can actually speak. I know one just recently launched Lithuanian app like this that maybe you've heard. If not, I can tell you a little bit. Just why London and how are you going to enter it?
London, because part of the team lives in London and myself, I also live in London, and we already have some network in London, so such as Oxford HSSN, and they are basically also our kind of advisors and mentors because we're looking for solutions which could be brought to the UK market and to Oxford area, and London is part of it. And also because UK is really advanced in this area, so really NHS is really looking for digital solutions to solve mental health problems, and recently we actually approved one app which is for sleep problems to use instead of treatment, like pills.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Justinas?
As I understand, you don't have the MVP yet, right?
We are working on it, yeah.
Okay, so my main question is why, okay, so let's say the parent has this problem, the kid has anxiety. It's a very personal problem. Why would they choose an app to solve this problem? How will you reach them and convince them to use an app, not a person?
Thanks for your question. So based on research, like 60% of parents who have kids with anxiety issues are looking for help. And currently there is like a massive problem. I could call it a mental health epidemic because parents just can't find any help. The queues are very long. You can wait more than a year to get any help from the NHS system. This could be a solution for this problem. And to use cognitive behavioral therapy is very good in an app because of the way it's structured. So a specific type of therapy which can be easily implemented in conversational AI.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Aiste. I liked your presentation. So my question is, with this 150,000, how many users do you want to acquire, and what is the acquisition cost for one user?
Thanks for your question. So I don't have like a clear answer yet. So I don't think our acquisition cost will be very high because we'll be working with partnerships, and we have the network of advisors who have their own network and could help us to bring the solution to the market. So we are not planning to spend too much on the marketing itself. So it should be relatively low, but I can't tell you exact number right yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, it's better to know, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Aiste. Thanks a lot. I think startup ideas at some point probably reflect the life, that we live now, because there's so many of those, mental health and anxiety, etc., etc. So that's really, on one hand, it's really nice that we reflect it. So now, a little bit another topic for the startup and for the idea. But, Sergey Yakupov, please, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Sergey. Thank you for inviting me here. And today we are talking about human beings, but let's talk about the situation where there is no human and everybody happy. We are bots, and we do bots that write news. So let's talk about content marketing. And what do you think do they have in common, all these industries that I mentioned? Of course, that they have some pains to be solved, or even to be hid, and they always need to choose something between doing some really meaningful or doing some daily routine. But we in bots say enough. And what if we offer you the bot that will write this kind of news that I'm showing on screenshot in just 9 seconds instead of an hour and a half? We have an experiment when the person created this kind of news in an hour and a half, and our bot is doing this in just 9 seconds. What do they get from our bot? Of course, they will get resources, time, money, and they will do something more human. And they will do a really fast and original content that will generate a lot of traffic, a lot of leads for their websites, for the product. As to our market, this is our initial market. It's more than 2,400 news media in Europe, and we decided to start with this market. And by today, we have 9 news media in Baltic countries and in Poland that who are ready to install our MVP and to try it. And for example, this autumn we will do both for some of Lithuanian news media that will write news about Eurobasket 2022. And of course, we will have some other points to be focused on. It's financial organizations and company and betting companies, because they are going in content very rapidly. And it's been 4 or 3 years they go into content. And of course we have some, I think we have some opportunities in sport federation organizations and clubs. And any company that do content based on data. So as to our rivals, we have really good rivals. It's United Robots from Sweden. This company is operating now in Scandinavia and in Netherlands. But our most prominent, I think, rivals are old school newsrooms. They are afraid of doing some kind of automatical content. And copywriters and copyright marketplace, because initially our slogan was "Make journalism great again." And I would like to kill, to kill some kind of news journalism, because in some kind of it's just a waste of time. As to money, where is the money? The money is in subscription. We're SaaS, and we have a box bots. It's a box of 3 bots that will write news about sports, about pop culture, music charts, and movie and premieres. And we have some project today, a daily roundup, and of course we have a custom development, just because this is money. This amount of money we can earn just as a passive income. So we just create this bot, sell it, install, and everything is okay. And forget about it, because our bot will do the content constantly. And we have an experience. We did a bot that write news about COVID during the pandemic, and it's been running about a year and a half. So our first customer will bring us just not enough money. It's like 99,000, but we have 3 bots in our. You will see this bot. We have 3 bots in Boxbot, so we'll have 300,000 euros per year just selling these 3 bots for 2 customers. So what do we have now? Now we have a working prototype. We have almost entire team. We have company in Lithuania. We have goodwill, and we have no investments. And what's next? Next, I would like to install our bot for first 100 customers by September 23. And to do this, we'll need some activity this summer, and by the end of the year, we have to launch websites and to create something. And this is our team, me, my developer, and my wife. She's watching me right now via stream. Hi, babe. I did my best. She's in charge of sales. So thank you, and let's really make journalism great again.
Sergey, thank you very much. Yes, your questions, please.
Thank you for the presentation. So you have, if I heard right, 3 clients that are testing at the moment, but they're not paying users, right?
We have 9 news media in Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland. They are ready to install, and we already implemented this bot on some of Russians' websites, but now is blocked by Roskomnadzor, so I can show you, unfortunately. But this bot has been working around a year during the pandemic.
Has any of them started paying you money?
Not yet, because we are just polish our technology. We have an engine, and we just polish it.
It will be interesting to learn how many of the 9 who are testing will actually pay money. That's
yeah, me too. I'd like
do,
to know
do it faster than
yeah.
later.
But United Robots that I mentioned, our primal rivals, they're doing well in Sweden, in Scandinavia, and Netherlands.
So if I understand the product correctly, let's say if you take the football, basketball box score, the bot writes an article from the data set.
Yeah, we have a data set, and our text processor based on artificial intelligence, it generates text and put all data in the place. So and generate text, publish it, and distribute it on social media.
So I can see that the price is $99 per month.
Yeah, it's cheaper than to hire a human.
How many articles is it? Do you have a cap for it?
We have no limits. So it can do every 9 seconds. It can do separate news.
So 500, 1,000 articles per month.
Why not?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
thank you for the presentation. Why haven't you received investment yet? Did you try?
No. It's my first try here, so I decided to do. Well, during the last year, during the pandemic, we were developing bot. So now we have something to show, and we decided that everybody needs to know about this. This is the future, I think.
Okay. Thank you. That was my question.
Thank you, Sergey. My short question: why you? Because I think there are plenty of such, bots in the world who's doing the same.
No.
So why I have to choose you?
Well, we have a product. There are some bots that do some particular thing in particular industries and particular cases. But we have a product, a marketing product. It's like an iPhone. Everyone had phones, but now we have something different.
Okay, thank you. I will come.
And it's cheaper.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Sergey. Round of applause. Yes, I hope wife liked your pitch as well. So, HubMind, Reda Nausėdaitė. Again, one of those important and hot topics.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Reda, and I represent HubMind, solution for employees' well-being. And I hope I will close the loop for mental health today. Right, so let's imagine John, your employee for a moment, and he's going through tough times now. This also, of course, affects his performance at your company. And most common options for him to deal would be 3 of them, actually. So doing nothing, perhaps practicing some mindfulness exercises, or reaching out to a therapist. And all these options come with some limitations, such as scale, access, cost as well. And HapMind offers and actually brings psychotherapy at the front. So John doesn't have to wait until his condition becomes serious enough to qualify actually for therapy. Instead, he can get it from day one a job. And he also shouldn't worry about high cost to access therapy in general. So that's a HapMind path. Why it matters now? The mental health of employees is deteriorating at exponential rate, and there are limited therapists actually that could deal with this problem. So technology will certainly play a very big role, especially to support the mental health here. That said, HapMind introduces virtual coach to deliver psychotherapy sessions. And in order to provide end-to-end care, virtual coach can also direct users for the live therapy. HapMind approach makes mental health, first of all, cheaper by 10 times, efficient, and making it truly accessible. So this is our business sweet spot for us. The mobile coach, Mindy, starts with running certain assessments on users, let's say, personal behaviors, work habits. It then turns out psychotherapy into a plan or pathway, as we call it. So it's like your playlist of most important steps to get better, to feel better. And recent studies actually prove that chatbots are an effective tool for mental health treatment, and they form a very similar bond with users as real therapists. The competitors in the top right corner are the ones to watch. However, most of them focuses on live therapy and have no aggregate level analysis for employers. So we differentiate here by addressing the key point to reduce the cost, first of all, of the therapy and make it available to larger audiences. Oops. Our team consists of 2 startup founders. So me and Egidius, and of course we have our virtual one, Mindy. And I have developed my first chatbot in the 5th grade, so coming back to the roots. And I've spent my past 10 years working in digital health industry, so know mental health corridors pretty well. Also, Egidius is our creative and human-centric engine to support product development. And of course, we have clinical team to support mental side. Our business is SaaS-based, and we plan to charge monthly or annual subscription. We are planning that our customer acquisition cost will be low at the beginning, as we plan to use partnerships for this purpose. And we are currently discussing opportunity to evaluate our MVP and test our MVP with 2 multinational companies with headcount, one 500 plus, another 200 plus. And lastly, we are bootstrapping at this moment, and as TechHub is coming to an end, we are actively looking for business advisor and mentor to work together on this exciting product and get well prepared for the seed round. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, thanks a lot. Your questions, please. Yes, Martinez.
So, thank you for presentation. My question is about your differentiation is the individualization by AI, artificial intelligence. So in this case, you need quite a lot of data to back it. So from where you are taking data?
So we not only differentiate by this aspect, because we try to couple chat-based technology with live therapy, and also because lots of existing apps, they give very fragmented approach to mental care. So we're trying to link this up, and our data coming from, first of all, from pilot stages, and we also use publicly available data on emotional health that we can extract from and actually build that empathic elements that we need.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Justinas?
I had the same question, so let's move to another one. This starts to look like a Black Mirror episode where people are trying to find solutions for all kinds of problems such as wellness and such as mental health problems in apps. So it's interesting for me. I saw on this slide when you showed the competition, there's so many competitors and there's many more that are not there. Why have you chosen this to solve this problem yourself? Because knowing how competitive it is.
Because there are no answers in the market as yet. As I mentioned, the market is really fragmented, so you can find really tons of apps on mindfulness side, whereas if you look on the more personalized AI side and also bridging with clinical medicine, really you have less of competitors in that field. So there are just a few that, for example, testing chat-based technology, but it's more for patients and hospitals. And what we really wanted to do is to make it more accessible to employees, so they don't have to wait 2 or 3 months to get to the psychotherapy. So you don't need to wait for a kind of full-blown crisis in your life to get therapy.
It would be interesting to see your customer acquisition cost. You said it's going to be low, but it would be when you're going to start doing it. That is what interests all of the investors.
Yeah, that's why we're really looking for autumn. So now we're just using partnerships with companies that we already established, and then we'll see some traction results from that as well. Thanks.
Which market are you targeting?
So for start, we're starting with the UK market. Because, well, there are 30 million employees over there, and if we take scientists' advice that 85 of the company employees experiencing one or another symptom of anxiety or depression, then it already makes 25 million for us, and just a fraction of 2% would be like 500K people, so that's a good market for us.
It's good, but I think maybe to Justina's point, it's UK is always super attractive. All the startups want to go there. Customer acquisition cost is extremely high, so sometimes maybe it's not the best one. Then I would evaluate from customer acquisition cost, and then also just maybe to end up. I think it would really make sense to speak with a lot of those competitors that you have, especially the ones that are in Lithuania, especially the ones that are in this room or outside of the room that are doing pretty similar things. It's why they focus only on one area, not the both, not also like in person and also the AI based, because I think if you want to win this game, you have to be super good in AI. If you're semi-good, it doesn't make sense, right? So.
Right.
On the other hand, if you manage to do this in London, actually roll it out there, it will be pretty easy for you to find investors here in Lithuania, because people want to diversify, and of course they want to invest in AI. So if you will succeed, you will have a lot of interest here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheda. Yes, round of applause. And the last one to pitch, Šarūnas Tasevičius, and the startup name is Stackflows. This has nothing to do with anxiety or mindfulness. It's about business.
Hi, everyone. So we all participate in our own personal and other people processes. And, you know, we build plans, we have milestones and goals, which leads us to the success and the failures. And that's what basically successful people do. The same is with organizations. They try to be successful and be effective. Okay. So 90% of all global companies are small and medium enterprises, and they bring only 40% of global economy. If you're a small organization, probably you have a lot of verbal communication, email communication, some apps, and that's how your processes look like. But when you're starting to meeting the people who you don't know your organization, you start understanding that your organization is starting to grow and you don't know everyone. So the problem with growing your organizations is that most of the processes of there is in the employees' heads and it's not scalable. The second one is that most of tasks that employees receive is emails, sticky notes around the monitor, people buzzing around and asking them for help. So it's a total cognitive overload and they cannot execute their role basically. And the third one, if you go digital, you definitely need systems, you need engineers, and that is a problem because it's a big shortage in the market for IT resources. That's how we bring three main problems for the organization. The first one is our studio, which helps organizations to build the processes and agree with everyone working in the company. How are we going to deliver final result? How do we work? Second one is operate and automate. So our engine allows to run all those processes that was built before, and it brings a task for other systems and the people in your company. So it's nothing technical behind, it's really tasks for other systems and for people. It's just a matter of integrations that we can deliver for them to give the tasks to each of the users. The third one is the most important for the companies to analyze the operations. Two things, the real-time data of any process, digital process in our platform, you can understand where it's stuck and what's happening with each process. And secondly, you can understand the bottlenecks, go to the phase one to design it, fix it, and repeat by resolving all the bottlenecks in your company. My lovely slide about the competitors, it's a massive market, but as you see, there's a graveyard here, two verticals, and how easy to use it and how affordable it is for the mid-sized company. So we are in the corner, and our main competitive advantage is that we know code, and we are affordable for different kind of companies. Our model is SaaS, so basically we are working, our customer paying as much employees are on board on our own platform, like minimum 10 users, and we assume we're going to have at least 50 users per company, so it means like 1,000 euros per company. We already have traction. We just closed one contract with logistic company. We're signing some more, and we're almost signed with Kautra and signed a partnership with Lithuanian Innovation Association of Transport. And that's going to give us a huge boost with all the logistics and transport companies in Lithuania, because if they say that this product makes sense, that's going to mean it makes sense. We are raising 500K currently at our pre-seed round. So we are going to buy 50 customers, 10,000 each, if I can say that, in 12 months and reach our 50K MRR in 1 year. This is our roadmap. Until now, we just signed one contract. We launched our first demo to show the customers we're acquiring. We have pre-sale started, and we are finishing TechHub. Woohoo! And we are signing a big contract with London-based company Ubiquitous. We are raising money now. We're going to have a full MVP ready and full SaaS sales ready in the Q3. The team, we have 2 guys working in current unicorns. I myself, third-time founder, so I know how to fail, definitely. So I know how to build as well. And yeah, we are a very technical team. I'm the only one who is not the engineer. The rest of guys are just building stuff. Yes, that's it. Thank you. I'm Šarūnas from StackFlows.
Thanks a lot, Šarūnai. Yes, time for questions. Please, Jonė.
Thank you. I love that you showed that the market is so crowded, and you're somewhere in between all those like the crowded corner, and probably all the corners are crowded. So why you specifically? Why 4 of you guys?
There's 2 buzzwords that I need to mention. It's no code. And
Yeah, you mentioned, but
yes,
like
and
you as people.
Oh, me as people. Okay, so myself, I'm 5 years in those tools. So I do automations daily. So I exactly know how to do that, and I exactly know what tool I want. And there's some business and technology specific, and too few time to discuss that now. But basically, mature team, a lot of experience in marketing, scaling technologically, in sales, and etc. So we are kind of ready to like build a unicorn, basically.
So your experience with sales and marketing, because the rest of the guys are tech, right?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I add on this question. So could you elaborate then more on the sales process? How you sell your product?
We have 3 sales strategies. The toughest is we go to convince they need digital strategy, then we sell the product. The second one, we approach all the consultants, business consultants, and the companies who do the convince in place of us. So we just sell them, they sell their customers. And second one, we just operate as a SaaS platform, and there are some open source engines. There's big communities around, freemiums around, so we just sell them to saying, guys, we have affordable product for enterprise level service.
So which is the most expensive channel, and how much it
Definitely cold sales and approaching companies before they made a decision for digital transformation.
And how much it costs?
Like a lot, thousands. I like our 3 sales strategies, basically our 3 different assumptions. So we want to find that one which performs and has the lowest acquisition cost.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Justinas, please.
Hi, Sharuni.
Hi.
I'm a bit biased, but I will still ask the questions, the tough questions. So it says that it's a solution, a platform for non-technical people.
Yes.
When I saw the product, it looks pretty technical to me. So, and I saw the clients or the ones that are in the pipeline, you still have to uptrain them to use this, even after you sell them. How will you? How long and what's the process of uptraining people? Or is it? Do you think it's self-explanatory?
Yeah, so there's 2 parts. The diagram, as you saw some slides with diagrams, to understand how to, what's the methodology of building diagrams. So we tried that. So a new guy never worked with that, started to build effective diagrams in 1 month. So it's way faster to deliver engineer to the market. And secondly, as the no-code, we deliver some functionalities and the building ways that it's very intuitive. So we try to show all our customers that we approach that and say, okay, that guy from our organization can handle that. But definitely, if organization at least like 100 people sized, so they needed a dedicated process manager, and all of them knows what is BPMN, what is those tools like, no convinced how to work with it.
What is your biggest competitor in the market that the companies are using? In other words, what are you replacing?
It's hard to say. As I showed, there is a graveyard of corporate enterprise softwares, which is very expensive and really hard to use. So there is a new startups and companies are coming to process market to build a new culture and let the companies understand that process can be simple and easy, and anyone in the organization can build that. So I would say there is 2-3 companies in the Europe, the Austrian one and Germany one, which has probably the same approach as we do have. But most of those companies in the chart of competitors, they do something differently and very technical and very heavy and yeah.
But what's the easy solution that is being used in the old school companies now? Is it Excel? What are they
very shortly,
using?
Please.
Excel, Outlook, Word, and sticky notes.
Cool, thank you.
So it's Microsoft, you mean? Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Salome. Thank you. So we have 10 pitches done. Thank you, Judy, for your attention. And of course, we will collect the evaluations. But again, if we could shortly share the just impression, experience. So that is, partly that is also education to all those startups that have just recently pitched. Jonna, if you could start.
Sure. So I'm really impressed. Don't mind us maybe asking rude questions or something. I think it's just a little bit to kind of fill in the time and just see, how you react. At the end of the day, when we ask all about those competitors, of course you have so many competitors. Ask investors how they are different from their competitors, which is they are not, right?
Yes.
So I think this is really important, and it's more just to understand if you really know your positioning, and it's always about the team. So at the end of the day, it's just how you execute. And for me, maybe that's one thing that I liked in the presentations, is a bit more why our team, how we are the best, why we are driven, why we started this. I would definitely focus on that, because otherwise, for me, investing at this stage, nothing else matters. It's easy to evaluate market, product, technology. It's super easy because you can look and evaluate, but the team, you really need to look into the people. So I would focus on that, and when you speak one-on-one with investors, really speak from within you as a founder. So thanks a lot.
Jonna, thank you very much. Yes, please, Martinas.
Yeah, so maybe overall impression about these two batches. So I remember, TechHubs when first or second, and now I could compare startups, which is coming here. So it's impressive, actually. I think it's 10x, actually, startups and the quality of startups and ideas and teams and etc. So I really like to be here and to listen to the startups. If comparing first batch and the second batch, I think in the second batch, ideas are in more competitive markets, actually. And it's more easier to create the products, it's more easier to enter this market. So my maybe only one advice, just to think why you, and what is the competitive edge of you. It could be a team, and I think the team is very important, but also maybe way to market, maybe some kind of differentiation and etc. So yeah, it's my impression.
Thanks a lot, Martinas. Thank you very much. Yes, Martinas?
It's difficult to give advice, especially when these startups are from different stages, different verticals. But I can give you one maybe generic advice, is that just talking about from personal experience, where do business angels invest in Lithuania? I saw a lot of these startups being pre-revenue. So and then looking for an investment, I would not spend much time in Lithuania doing that, because let's say last year, around 80% of the investments from our business angels went into startups that were already generating revenue. So that is important for you to understand the context where you are operating, and focus on getting your first test clients, first revenues. It doesn't have to be a lot, but 1,000 euros per month or 800 euros even per month is better than zero. I can ask them the question about how much did it cost you to get the client. We can actually go and talk to the client. Is he happy with the solution or not? Struggle it out. I know it's unfair, but you'll probably have to make the MVP yourself, and you'll probably have to land the first clients yourself, and then you can come and ask for money.
Thanks a lot, Justinas. So thanks again. Thank you very much. Martinas, Jonna, Justinas, thanks for serving here and for really enriching this process for startups of learning. Okay, startups, are you great? Now relaxed? Okay, nice to hear. I think for all the community of TechHub, the acceleration program, it is, a little bit of those sad moments for mentors that say, okay, this batch ended up, now we have again, tens of, let's say 25 of graduates. And then of course we follow you. Then of course we follow how you evolve, how you grow, what you do. And of course we want to celebrate your successes. And on the other hand, I think what we tried to, emphasize is that learning every day is what matters. Learning every day is what helps you to really evolve, be it a pitch session and listening to some comments of the jury members, be it a speaker on a stage, be it your own pitch, and just rethinking and revising and reflecting. This was actually, if you remember our first day on the TechHub program, we talked a little bit about the power of reflection so that you can learn from your own experiences. And that is, I think, important also at the very early stage of your idea. But further on, if you become well-established companies, one thing that all the successful startups, all the founders mention almost everywhere, they say, we were able, or we were quite proactive in learning and changing. Of course, we live in extremely fragile or, I don't know, volatile environment that changes very much. I'm not so much into, you know, the DNA full plasmid sequencing thing. That will probably not change tomorrow. But from the, you know, from the customer, from the market side, you know, concept or perspective, here we have plenty of improvements, plenty of changes almost daily. So adopting, being plastic or plasticity in being, you know, able to change is, I think, something that can really distinguish you from the rest, can really become also your competitive advantage. So, and we have a great opportunity, and I think that somehow was pre-planned very well, because all of the startups, or mainly, we had a topic about marketing here. All the pitches that we're pitching, almost all of them have faced that part. Okay, how will you market? How will you enter the market and earn your customers? So, my pleasure to invite Girts Polis, startup consultant, marketing expert. And you know, I've liked that part, that winning market share is good, but it shouldn't be the main focus. Girts, thanks for joining us and looking forward to listen to you.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Right, I've been anticipating for this for a while, so thanks for having me. Thanks for coming to the event. Yeah, and as this title suggests, I'm going to speak about minds, heart. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry, online community. I'm going to speak about minds, hearts, and I'm going to share some honest insights, what marketing does, what we can do, and probably what marketing should do. By the way, I chose this picture because I really like it, how it brings us down to the basics. Because, right, there's a market and there's a product that needs to be sold. So this is the basics of all the businesses, of everything that we are doing, and it never changes. So you want to make the transaction and let those in need to get a hold of solution to their problems, right? And usually this is, at this point, questions raise, okay, so what are the next steps? So what should I do? And how should I do it? And since I said I'm going to be honest about marketing and everything, let me tell you that if you have an amazing product nowadays, it doesn't take long for a really good one to be accepted quite easily. Pokemon Go took only 19 days to be downloaded 50 million times. You can see how it has evolved over the time, but eventually it's really quick right now. So, and unfortunately, most of you guys have to face marketing because it's going to be important. So not all of you are going to go to unicorn status, but come on. We want to strive to that one, right? Besides, look at this one, Apex Legends. It only took within 24 hours to have 2 million downloads. And I mean, yeah, it doesn't take much of your resources if you're really good, if you're innovative, and if you are anticipated. So, but, and at some point you start to feel, when you have something like this, unique. And I mean, we have seen unicorns around. Oops, sorry, wrong picture at the wrong event. That's more like it. So this a legendary guy. But now I'm talking about, of course, business unicorns. Like, and actually, you have 2 in Lithuania right now. Until May, it was 2. If something has changed, then you have 3. Okay, nevertheless, Nord Security and Vinted, right? But there's much, much more of them. And in the world, look at 2021. There has been an explosion of unicorn businesses around the world. I don't know whether that's due to COVID, whether there's something has happened and people start to become much more innovative, or what has happened, but come on, it's a lot. And already, and those are figures till April included in this year. So 147 already unicorn businesses in this year. I mean, there are money out there that you can grab and you can get a hold of it if you're striving, going for that. But be understandable that, understanding that you will have to start to face these guys. They've been around for quite a long time, and they have some resources to do. And to make matters worse, they're changing all the time. And they're investing all the time in their branding. They're investing all the time in their marketing activities and their sales stuff and products and everything. So at this point, you start, okay, I'm going to go with promotion. I remember that there's these 4 Ps in marketing. I'm going to start with promotion. I'm going to start to build my brand using some subliminal messages with colorings. Sure, you can go and do that. You can use some red colors to emphasize energy, activity, or maybe you want to choose blue one, which again, messages that your security, trustfulness, or if you want, you can go with the green one. Again, there's quite already there. Healthiness, freshness, you can do that. And then you remember, okay, there's much more to that. Yeah, there's marketing. Okay, let me tell you, there are around 164 marketing types. So choose wisely. Last time I was here in 2019, I spoke about neuromarketing and behavioral genetics, how that has changed the way how we do marketing right now. And I mean, 164 you have to choose, and the way how you want to use them, you have to understand what's going on there. And besides, there are some tactics that each and single one of them has, right? These are the most common ones that every single one of us using in marketing, in advertising agencies, in media, everyone. Fear, envy, guilt, nostalgia, peer pressure, celebrity worship, dreams and desires, need for acceptance. And let me show you one example, because I think it's quite important that you understand what I'm talking about, because otherwise it's just something that I'm as an expert just telling you guys, so yeah, listen, beware of this, make a note, and it's going to be work. Back in 2009 in US, where it's possible to do comparable advertising, Audi put this billboard on one of the heaviest highways in Los Angeles. So they kind of, let's say not directly, but they kind of played around with the chess boards, and they approached BMW, right? So BMW responded, so okay, your move, BMW, right? BMW came back with the billboard on the other side of the road, so checkmate. They have cooler car, better, more power there. And then it started. After a while, people took it online. It got creative. Another one, think again. And then they came with another one. Of course, fans of BMW didn't sit quietly. They came back. Eventually, this battle ended that Audi put up this billboard, they changed it, and BMW said, okay, let's forget about this one. But it's nothing new that once you start to have these battles, it's always there. And one of the funniest ones is that's back in 2006 when BMW congratulated Audi. I thought, oh, that's nice. And then, of course, Audi came back. To kind of say that, yeah, we are just long-term, going for the long ride, right? And the funny aspect here is that it somehow got to other brands as well in the car industry. And I don't know for why and for what reason, but Subaru came out and they wanted to have it part on this as well. Kind of saying that, yeah, we are the tough guys. We are making the engines. We are making everything much better than you guys, comparing your, yeah, whatever. And then, allegedly, and I'm saying really allegedly, this is not officially confirmed, but allegedly Bentley came out with this. I mean, it's online, it's out there, so. Yeah, this is never officially accepted or said that it's true. But okay, so just an example of what peer pressure does, that you start to play around and you have to invest and you have to spend some resources just to be there, right? But then, okay, you start thinking, okay, wait, I'm gonna go out with some really cool products. So I'm the unique aspect of this industry. I'm gonna show something really cool. Here's one example what happens when you start too much invest in being too cool. Heinz ketchup came out in 2000 with a campaign of delivering these colorful ketchups. It was all sorts of colorful mess. You had fries with pink ketchup and it just was weird. People didn't like it at all. So even big brands can fail, right? Then you think, okay, but yeah, I have a niche. I have a niche product. And I mean, if you want to invest right now, this business model is amazing. It's like the potato costs 2 cents. This thing costs 2 euros or more. So the increase is 10,000%, something like that. But all right, this just to have fun around this. But nevertheless, it's important to understand that the products that you provide has to be some beneficial for those that want to buy it. Then you can approach from another point of view, from this 4P marketing. I'm going to go with price. It's a good tactic. From experience, I myself have launched several campaigns that we call them either market penetration campaigns or for you just buy the market, basically, introducing your product. And this is one fail of mine, personal, that I didn't buy this watch. You can see here, right? No, you can't see. But basically, on the homepage, it costs 575 euros, but membership at some point sold it for 95 euros. Yeah, 87% decrease, really cool. The problem with price wars, or the problem with these tactics is, once you start them, you might lose. Because if you start to compete with everyone or someone, you're going to go down, down, down. The profit margin is really low, so it doesn't make any sense in the long run. It's a good and cool tactic to use it, but not for a long run. And then we come to the most important P, which is people. And again, as a marketer, you think, okay, I have heard that there are several types of people, personalities. And there's analysts, and those go in several different types of them. And then there are these diplomats. Okay, I know about them. Yeah, maybe they're my target audience. Or sentinels, or explorers. Like, okay, that's quite a lot. And then you remember, okay, Girts was talking in previous about neuromarketing. What if we approach these people targeting from neuromarketing point of view? Sure, you can do that. And you start to manipulate. You start to work in the market, you start to push your agenda, subliminal messaging and everything. And my honest suggestion is don't do it. We already have it on a daily basis. And I have really one example. I think it's important to show how we do it on a daily basis, how we manipulate our agenda, how we manipulate and create this low expectation to get the most out of it. Because there is a saying that once you have low expectations and you prove them wrong, the benefits are really high. But if you don't, it's the opposite effect. And I'm going to show you some 3 examples from TV shows that has the positive aspect there. So you probably remember this guy, right? Pol Pot. In 2007, he's the very first winner of, what is it called? Britain's Got Talent. And he came out and he introduced himself as a phone salesman or something. He never mentioned that he has professional training in singing and everything. So he basically set the bar really, really low and kind of developed this status. Oh yeah, he's the underdog and he's not gonna. But the way he was singing was really impressive, and he won, of course, the event. And once you see the true colors, this is actually how he looks. It's much different, right? And if he would come in and have this look and this approach, it would be a different outcome. He might not win because the expectations are higher. The same goes for this lady, Susan Boyle. Year after, and again, she maybe didn't win, and the expectations were not high when she came out of the stage, but look at her, beautiful. And she signed a contract, she got her $1 million, and she's singing, she's doing what she likes. And probably my favorite guy is this guy, Lando Eugene Murphy Jr. That was in 2011. He's been homeless, he's a car washer, so nothing went the way he wanted. And the day before he had to stay on the stage, his house was intruded and all his clothes were stolen. So it was awful, but the story was really, really empathic. And again, he won because the talent, the voice that he had was really amazing, and that was what they were looking for. So, and this is how the guy looks actually. He signed a contract, he's living in LA, in Las Vegas I think, he has daily shows. So we do these manipulations on a daily basis and you don't need to do it intentionally. And I want to do a small experiment with you guys. Because just to show you what we can do as marketers if we do manipulation and the way we do it. So you can read this, right? So what does it say? Okay, cool. This one? Okay, only one guy. All right, let's see it here. Okay, they're gonna get harder. This one? Okay, this one? Okay, yeah, I can see. Post, okay. This is really tough. Tell me if someone can see it. No? So can anyone see it? Okay, good. You're quite honest. There's nothing there. I made this up. But just to show you what we can do is just to manipulate. Someone said one, actually. So, and then again about this one. You said dream, right? It's not a dream. It's just a sign on the train that I was taking. And this DR just is a type of train, wagons that are being used. So, and you see, once you start to do this, and we call in marketing this priming, the way how we approach it, you start to see patterns that are not there actually. And with all that I have said, it kind of starts to look like a whole mess of stuff that needs to be calculated, needs to be trained, and you need to spend time to kind of get a hold of it. And it's kind of like a chess game. So once you start to make those moves and there are these options, it just makes enormous different outcomes. So the first honest suggestion is start to focus on being just honest. Don't try to manipulate. And once you start to be just human, you will start to see the effect, and you will start to grow the community, and you will start to see the effects of your behavior. Because once you start to win hearts, you'll start to win their minds. And once you start to win the minds, you'll start to grow your business. Okay, but that was the fun part, basically. So now I'm going to talk a bit really complicated aspect that's important for you to know. Me and my partner, we have created, and I like this word, business verse, because everyone is metaverse and verse and whatever verse. So this business verse checklist, that's important. You go through them and you can confirm those statements, because once you are aware of them, you will realize whether you want to go actually into business, whether you want to build your own startup, whether you want to invest time and resources in all of this. So this is the first part. Even before you start everything, you have to give answers to these questions. So what are you ready to give up once you launch your own business? Because it will take away your time, it will take away some resources, And you have to be aware of that. And you have to be okay with that. Because the status will change dramatically of what you had before. Because once you invest more and more of this, you either want more and more of this, and you will be out of the circle. You will not meet your friends as often as you have. So it is a hard question, but you need to answer it, or at least think about this. The second one, are you ready to escalate a problem in the market and create a conflict? Because once you come into the market with a new product, you will start to cause issues, and you will start to compete with someone who is already in the market. So it's not an easy thing to do, and you have to be aware that you will be the aggravator, the aggressor in this situation. And are you ready and are you up for that? Number 3, are you ready to tell your story and be a hero of your legend? It's an important aspect because we sometimes don't think about us as a brand, but if you are building your business, you have to. Because if it takes off and you don't have a brand story, you will disappear. So you have to have your legend, because out of this legend, you will have to have also your sales arguments. So it will be easy for you to find them. Number 4, how much do you need to earn? And I want to emphasize need, because you have some expenses if you cut all the other ties with the things that you do on your business side. So what is it? Is it 1,000 euros? Is it 2,000 euros? So that you would cover up and you could feel fine. And the last in this segment is how much you want to make. So not all of you are going to be unicorns. But again, you can think about that and you can go for that, but you have to set your milestones. So you have to set some realistic milestones, and then you can go for the stars. So once you have all the answers to these questions, there can be 4 like this. You go to the next chart. And here you have to take time to think about it. So number 1, do you know the market that you're operating in? Because again, it's quite easy to think, okay, I have a really cool product, I'm going to go in the market, people will love it, and it will work. What if there's already like 3 of those similar products to yours? How they are approaching it? So that's similar to number 3, competition. But what's the market? How does it operate? What does it need? What are the trends? Where are you going with this? It's all important the way how you build your product. And with the product, I mean services and product, okay? Number 2, again, I have not often seen this point when you start to talk with someone who's just building their business. But you have to be aware that bureaucracy is a really big part of your business. And I mean, you as entrepreneurs probably have in mind, okay, I have this product, so let's just go. But there's this back end that needs to be taken care of. It's all this paperwork. And besides, not all markets are similar, so some of them have really high corruption in there. So again, what are you going to do? Are you going to participate? Are you going to exit? Are you not going to go into that market? What if it's really the only market that you are fitted for? So what are you going to do? Have you thought about it? So that's why it kind of gives you that, this insight to the points that you need to think about. So I mentioned about competition because it's important to whom you are facing with. Number 4, what resources do you need? And in regards to resources, I'm talking about human capital, financial aspects, know-how, time-wise. It's all important, so you have to put that on the paper. You have to think about it. You have to have an answer to that. Number 5, do you have your allies and your partner network? And with allies, I mean, if you have a physical product, you need to think how you're going to get that product from point A to point B, logistic-wise, right? If you want to communicate, if you're not a promotion marketer yourself, right? Are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to go to your partners who are going to help you do a promotion? So all of these aspects are really important when you have to start to think about it and put it on the paper. And then, what really you have to expect once you have the business running? Keep your cash cow in good shape. Are you familiar with the term cash cow? Okay. Boston Matrix, there are these question marks, stars, and dogs, and cash cow, right? Cash cow is the one that is usually bringing on the most profit with the less effort. So you have your business that's working, so you have to keep it in good shape. What does it mean to keep in good shape? Well, it has to be competitive, it has to be really still interesting. So you all the time have to be aware of where you are at, and you have to analyze it. Number two, at some point you will have to start to think about expansion of the product. Because one single product, if it's unique, it works for a while, but then there are those who are going to copy it and come out with a similar product. So you have to have in your mind already stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, so that you would react to the behavior of the market and competition. You will also have to think about efficiency and optimization, which is really fancy words. Not all of those in business are doing those, but they are really important. Because once you have established your business and product, you have to start to think, okay, how can I make it more profitable? You have to start to think about optimization. You have to start to think about optimization, where to cut things off, where to invest a little bit more to make it more effective. So it's all important. And again, you have to expect this. And if you don't, you will be kind of at the end of the row in the market. If you didn't get it by what I showed you before, communication is not easy. One thing that I can suggest you here, what I usually do when I talk to startups and new businesses, you have your network, you have your smartphone, and I bet you have at least 200 people in your contacts. Just send it out that you have this business, and if they know someone, share their contacts, share your contacts. Come on, that's the first thing that you can do, and that's quite easy. And then follow up, and then go again and again and again. And then only afterwards you start to think about larger expansions of your communication. And then, again, one more thing that people don't often think about is retreat plan. If the business doesn't go and you don't see that it's growing, do you have a retreat plan? Because you have to be honest and say, okay, this is not working. I have to stop this. I have to restart, or I have to do some other things, but you have to have a plan. At which point you say, okay, 10 years in, no sales still made. Maybe it's potential, I don't know, but maybe that's long enough and you stop this thing. And you go some other way. You invest in a new thing. But you have to have a plan. And the last stage is, once the business starts and it's running, what to do then? Well, once you know the objectives and targets and you feel that you have reached them, you have to have an honest conversation with yourself. Well, have I reached it the way have I expected it? Have I reached all of the objectives and targets? Or is it just like single one? I don't know, but you have to go through that and you have to be honest and you have to put it on the paper. And once you have done that, you have to analyze, okay, so how much resources did it needed to make it so far? And again, you will see the real visualization of what you have invested, time-wise, money-wise, monetary-wise. And yeah, you analyze what's the real profit. Is it what you expected? Is it 1 billion? Or is it 6,000? Is it 2? Is it 5? 20? 75? Put it on the paper. Number 4, you have to do failure and success analysis. That's important. And you don't have to wait till the cycle is being done. You can do it monthly, you can do it weekly. I would suggest in the early stages, you do it a little bit more often, just to see where you're at, just to see the status and the growth. But you have to do it then so that you would have the learnings once you do some next activities in the next stage. And the very last one, well, okay, the objectives are reached. What to do now? Do I retire because I have a business that I can sell? Do I switch and do some transformation and expand? Or do I restart and go again the whole cycle? And again, it's not easy because you have invested so much time in this, but you have to think about it before you actually go in it. Because you might have set targets really high and to go for the billion unicorn status. But then again, you might have set it as regular income source, and it's fine. Daniel Kahneman has said that research they have done in psychology, where the line chart kind of drops. Okay, that was a really messy sentence. Daniel Kahneman said that happiness stops at 6,000 euros per month. So basically, if you have 7, 10, 25, it doesn't matter. You're not going to feel happier. You might buy more stuff, some cooler stuff, but it doesn't make you more happy. So yeah, think about this and where you want to stop. So for the conclusion, some main takeaways that I would like you to note. Right now, there are around 700 startups in Lithuania based on Inga Langaitė, Miss Inga Langaitė. She has the best title ever I have heard. President of the Associations of Unicorns LT. That's really cool. I mean, come on. So yeah, there's around 700 startups in Lithuania. 76 are really doing really good. You have 2 or 3 unicorns in Lithuania, and you might be next one. So go for it. Just yeah, set the plans, think about stuff what you're doing. Yeah, know who you are. The second point that I would like you to think, how much you want to get out of it. Know this, whether that's being a unicorn, okay, whether that's this $75,000 a year. I mean, know these guys, because otherwise you're just all over the place and you don't know where to invest, when to invest, if I have to invest, and etc. Yeah, know precisely the monetary aspect of this objective of yours. Number 3, be aware that you are not alone against the world. There are people like me, mentors, consultants, just in your network. I bet there's quite a lot of people that are willing to help you out, and you don't have to do everything alone. So many times I have been asking these new entrepreneurs, okay, who is doing sales? Well, I am doing sales. Okay. Who is doing logistics? Well, I'm doing logistics. Okay. Who is doing marketing? I'm doing. Who is doing some other stuff? Well, I'm doing this. So how many hours a day do you have? Right? So if you're spending like half an hour in all the tasks, you won't get too far. So just know that there are people that are willing to help you out, and we're glad to help you out. And the last thing is make bold choices and have your story, and tell your story the way how you want it and how you have imagined. And yeah, just go for it, right? Be patient, be bold, be you. So thanks.
Thanks a lot, Gert.
Besides this one, I have these special login sessions if you need. Just go, mark it, and I'm gonna spend some time with you guys and help you out with stuff, okay?
I hope you will really use the opportunity. Okay, we see people scanning the QR code.
Yeah, I thought you were saying sleeping.
No. I hope they will be active in your sessions.
Yeah, because I'm here today and tomorrow. Tomorrow I have one more session, but other than that, just reach me out. And besides, even further, I'm available in the mornings and in the evenings. So it's free of charge. Just guys, quickly just grab it, take it, and reach out to me.
If not today or tomorrow, free of charge, then it's 1,000 euros per hour. So
it's not that much.
Come on, shut up. You know, that's just perception of value. You know.
No, 10,000.
10,000 euros per hour. Round of applause again. Girts Polis, thank you very much for staying with us. I can take the mic because now we will have some ceremony here. Yes, also I invite everyone to join from the lobby, with your coffee or with the water or with just curiosity. Again, as I mentioned before inviting Girts for his presentation, I said that it's always a little bit of a sad moment for us. But on the other hand, it's also the celebration, because there's another round of another batch or bunch of startups really entering the real world, the true world of startup economy. Final part of the event, so we will wrap up quite quickly here. We have to name the top 5. But before that, also please let me remind, there's no winning or losing in this area, in this field. It's either either you had a match with investors or not. Even if one pitch session went wrong, it doesn't mean anything. Is it that idea is weak? Maybe just a setup of the investors was wrong. Remember what Andrew said. He also said, if investor doesn't hear you, he might be wrong investor. So at some point, the winning part of this event is that you have had this stage. So you stood up here, you presented, you got questions, you trained yourself to be in the environment of startup ecosystem. So at that moment, at that part, I would say you are all winners. If you made it up to the end of a pre-acceleration program, and if you made it up to the demo day, so that's really a great achievement. So that is what I really like and I want to really emphasize on. Of course, it's if we have a slide of my colleagues and partners in crime, we have a bunch of lecturers and mentors, and really I would love to thank, and with support of your applause, I would love to thank. At some point, it's not just only your job. It's not only just business that we get paid for. It's more of a mission. It's more of really a passion to mentor. Mentorship is not something you can really agree and get. It's something that either you are capable to deliver or not. And I believe that there is a passion in this team. I think if you would see our internal chats, you would really enjoy how really sharp we are with our quality, with our, even sometimes with our comments and jokes that we make of you, but that's always with the greatest love and motivation to help you grow. So that's really enjoyable to be in this team, and I hope you really enjoyed it as well. And of course, we have the manager or the head of pre-acceleration TechHub Startup Pre-Acceleration Program, Gediminas, and I think, Gediminas, I have the mic. And of course, he is one of those guys that really makes things turning, running, and creating spaces and opportunities. So Gediminas, any of your thoughts on the 5th cohort finishing today?
Hello, everyone. It's the hardest part of my job to speak at the end, and it's always difficult to get ready to figure out what to say. This time I wanted to say a couple of things. First, I think our cohorts are really representing what's needed and what's the hottest topic in society. As this cohort was mostly about health, health tech, and so on, it's really, represents what we went through, the events in Lithuania, the COVID, the pandemic, and this, how everyone is feeling. And as a sneak peek for the cohort number 6, we'll be talking more about startups related to field activities, to cycling, to walking dogs, and so on. So it will be totally different, and that's probably the beauty of our work. We always do something new and learn new things, as Ugnu said. Also, probably you noticed that Litban is really getting a bigger and bigger part in what we do. And I'm very thankful for Litban members, individuals. If you invite, you actually figure out we are Litban members anyway. And now we had Justas, and I'm very thankful for their help inside cohort and in outside events. It's really important for us to understand what we are, producing the right startups for ecosystem, and they are really coming. And it's really easy actually to get investors in our panels. Thank you for your good work and good ideas. And sorry, I forgot the last one. The last one, yesterday I sent more than 120 emails saying, please come to opening of a space. I'm really impressed, when you're typing email, typing name, figuring out in which cohort the guy was or girl, and it's really impressive bunch of people. You wouldn't imagine how good were the first cohort, the second one. I encourage you to come and see them all on 16th when we'll be opening the space. It will be a great event to see, the big community brought together from online to physical premises. And it's a good way actually for networking and meeting these people. Everyone is great on that list. I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I have I'm wired, so I have my mic. I remember when we started, the pre-acceleration program, we were really, excited to experiment. And then we had a hit of pandemics, and then we had to quarantine, and we went very quickly, we went online. And actually, the 6th cohort is the first cohort that will how to say, have the yes, that will be hybrid, so it will be live together with online. And so we finally have the premises, we finally have the place where to stay. And you as a startups also have finally the place where you can, come and we can have always, a chat, a meet or something. So I think that's also another milestone, another important milestone in the life cycle or lifetime of this pre-acceleration program. Also, what's important to me, I always question the value of the pre-acceleration program and the product. So then, it's also, if we will look into the pre-acceleration program as of the, product in the market. So again, either we produce a quality product, so it's, either we not. So having all those, all that attention from Litban and for attention from all the investors means that, yes, we are capable to deliver an interesting and quality content, meaning startups, so that the ecosystem is willing to be with us. Ecosystem is always looking to really be the first one to hear to your pitches, because I think that, pre-screening of ideas is something that investors are really, really very much into. So I'm glad we really already established this relationship. Okay, so maybe that's it. Thank you for the event. No? No. I know that actually we want to hear those top 5, but it's important that we have 25, total 25 startups that have joined this batch. 10 of them, so you pitched today, but there are already, some 15 of startups that haven't pitched today. But we are showing this just to remind you, us, to keep in mind these names. Maybe someday it will really be, visible and noticeable and really impactful businesses. Maybe they will pivot, maybe so, but still all of us, we are alumni of the pre-acceleration program. So this is something you will never ever lose. So being an alumni of this program. So thanks a lot. Again, maybe a round of applause for these all 25 teams. Okay, So now it says here, it's important to know that this decision is not an investment decision. Clear? This decision is not an investment decision. In spite of that, investors brought bunches or tons of euros, but yet it's not an investment decision. But actually, it means that top 5, the ones that investors or jury have selected as, from today's context, from today's setup, as the ones they are recommending, for further acceleration, further support. So it means that we have, co-financing for acceleration program in other or their chosen EU country, and co-financing for business trips to international contact fairs meetings with potential business partners. So one by one, and then plenty of applauses, fireworks, and anything like that. Yes? Okay. I have teams here. Shall we start? No? You will have something to give them, or it's just okay. Shall I invite by name or by startup name? I don't know. I don't have scores, so I don't know actually the scores. I only know names. So, okay, time flies. Stack flows. Šarūnas. Nice. Well done. I will remember that forever. Full plasmid or part plasmid? Seek vision. Seek vision. Seek vision, Jonas. Yes. I remember my first mentorship chat with them. That was, Yeah, we remember that. Absolutely. Nice. Proud of you guys. Okay. It's written here, Simas Cognital. Yes, absolutely, yes, welcome. Welcome here. Congrats, Cognital. It's just the beginning, I guess, but good to go. Okay, now let's have here on stage Aiste Maindigu. Great job. Nice, great job covering and winning the UK market. So the fifth, final for the top 5 list and for receiving all the financial support, but it doesn't mean that the rest, is somehow worse. I mean, again, I repeat myself that it means that it's still, things to do, still things to really polish. Please really remember and revise again and reflect all those questions that Judy has asked. We also, as mentors, I think as the program managers, we listen very carefully to all these questions, and we will, for ourselves, we will think how to improve the program, so that the next batch is again more and more and well prepared. So the fifth place, or how to say the fifth spot is lipidoms. Yes, Maria. Nice. Those scientists. With, again, for me, being as, very much humanitarian, all those, again, Jonas, I will revenge, someday, full plasmid or partly plasmid. Okay, nice. The other 5 that have pitched today, you are, again, also you are graduated and you will have diplomas, and we are so proud that you were here, and we will really continue keeping the contact, keeping in touch. And now, actually, just probably, team by team. Deminokir, Tadi. Please. grab your diploma. Yes, and I truly believe we will see the great products. Exergale, Ugnios. Ugnios, what a nice name. Nice. Then Innocensus. Yes, please. Thanks a lot. Great thing, yeah. Long journey still to go. Greetings to the team. Sergey, Bot. Nice, thanks a lot. Thanks, Sergey. Thanks a lot. Pictures and Rada. Yes, Hub Mind. So that is really an amazing, part. It's 4 minutes to 4. That's, Monica said, if you are not gonna finish this event by 4, I'm gonna kill you. So, I saved my life. I think we kept the timing, and really, thank you very much. We will absolutely miss you as mentors. So you're always welcome to reach out to us. I think to jump into the TechHub until or when it's already open. And it is always important to keep that, alumni network. So I hope to really, track your progress and see you, all growing and succeeding in the nearest future. And now maybe it would be great to make a joint picture somehow here. If I just give instructions to you and you tell us what to do. So all the startups, just please, all the mentors, join me here on the stage. And if possible, to have the 5th cohort photo. Yes. And of course, technical team, thank you very much for the assistance and for the help of this event. Super. Ačiū. Liuks.